Hello everybody, welcome back to Wappelville. Got something a little bit bigger than last night's. Got something bigger than most of the stuff that we've been doing for quite some time. It's actually from CA Sculpts, right here. This is actually was originally just a regular cast miniature, and then very recently, just I think in last month or so, less than the last month, they offered this as an STL. So we grabbed this one, and this is what we're going to be painting tonight. Hey there, Armored Wolf. Thank you so much for that. Actually, the cannolis, I really haven't had anything like that where you could just dip it like that. I think I might have forgotten to take a picture for you, but I'll take a picture tomorrow. Yeah, you actually kind of, it's usually like it's in there already. I kind of actually like it where you can sort of dip it like you're dipping crackers into some dip or something. That was very tasty. That was it was a really pleasant surprise, so thank you so much for that. We are going to try and keep going with some of the alkyds too. We've got some, I think this is where our source lighting is, right over here. So yeah, Armor, we're sorry I didn't, well, again, I'll try and take some pictures of that for you tomorrow. Because that was pretty tasty, I have to say. Hey there, Nick's nice to see you. So Nick, so I'm glad the things were going okay over there. Glad to hear that. As always, get some of this Van Dyke Brown out here. Now, there's some of this that I might not hit right away because, well, my hands are going to be all over that. So, again, don't be surprised if we maybe skip on that for a little while or not do too much. So glad to see you again there, Nixo. And again, I'm glad that things are going well, and hopefully maybe you got some fun things planned also for the holiday coming up next month. I mean, obviously, Canadian Thanksgiving happened a while ago, but here's hoping that you're gonna have yourself a really fantastic holiday season there. Gonna have to start painting some ornaments here. I was talking about that on the stream last night. Yeah, we're gonna have to get those ornaments going again. Is there anything over? No, there's no lighting over there. So we'll just again, we're gonna keep going with this. Just a little bit of dry brushy stuff here, just to kind of introduce some color there. That's it. Just a little something, a little value to compare things by. Got some, well, some crows up here. We were painting some Creebane last night. Where did Saruman go? So we're painting up one little one right there. Yes. Yeah, Nick, so now, is it going to be, I mean, I think most of us are doing the digital Black Fridays instead of the fighting people at malls Black Fridays. There's then not gonna be doing any trips to any malls here. Well, I couldn't tell you when's the last time I was at one of those, but now with the vehicle thing, definitely not gonna happen. So Nick, so we've done a bunch of these before. Actually, it wasn't all that long ago. We did this one about a month ago, and then we did this one right around the same time. There, so yep, we've definitely done some larger scale stuff. Ah, okay. So yeah, sorry that you're gonna have to deal with all that there, Nixel. Here, let's do this. Let's just keep going with us here. Actually, today I was trying to put up at least some Christmas things. Not too much, nothing insane, just a little something. Just trying to get a little bit of value out of it, just to kind of see what is we're looking at there. The vehicle is trashed. They vandalized it to $9,000 worth of damage, so the vehicle's gone. And even if it wasn't gone, it's gone because that thing, as the one guy told me, he says it's even easier to steal a second time. So it was, even if it was fixable, it was still junk, unfortunately. Now let's keep going with it. We were going to add Some of this. Oh, no, no, no. It's actually not Terra Rosa. That is not Terra Rosa. That is actually the Fast Matte. Oh, what is that stuff called? Indian Red. Fast Matte Indian Red. And that'll go here too. And then a little bit on here for right now. We're going to go with more of a little bit more of a magenta-ish touch in there eventually here. Just want to get a little something in here though first. Hey, Recoil. Well, great to see you early. Recoil, it was great to hear from Mom last night. Now, I felt a little bad that I couldn't keep going. It just the stream had been going for 5 hours, and well, my voice was gone, and nature was also well, it was knocking at the door too, if you know what I mean. No, Nick still that is dead and gone, and there will not be another one, because the reason we were hanging on to that was because it was paid for, and we couldn't be doing well, especially now with the garage going up, which is ironic. No way to be buying garages and cars at the same time, so there'll just be no car. But there will be some golds happening over here. I'll get some of this radiant. No, that's not radiant yellow. That is not radiant yellow. That's right. Almost forgot. Almost forgot there. And that kind of, well, let's go with some kind of brass type thing here. That's fantastic, Recoil. I just, well, last time you had us kind of psyched out there. So I wasn't sure. I was like, well, maybe it's Recoil. But, in disguise. But no, it was not Recoil in disguise. So yeah, Nixo, unfortunately, when a 10-year-old can steal that in less than 9 seconds, and that's, again, it's if anybody owns a Kia, get rid of them while you still got them. All right, now we're going to get some of our Fast Matte White in here. Fast Matte White. And very quickly take care of some of these pieces here. And we'll do a little bit of that over here. Some there. Lighten this up over here. Well, Nixo, you don't really need a vehicle because you're a trained athlete there. So you could probably just sell off your vehicle and just run, swim, and walk everywhere. Yeah, you don't even need stuff like that anymore. You can really live closer to nature then, and just be running around everywhere. Be a whole lot cheaper, wouldn't it? So yeah, Gigabyte, like I was saying last night, not going to do the pre-glaze here because I'm going to have to be sticking my hand on various parts here. Also, there's really no way to get down in there without breaking pieces. Don't want to snap off these little crows either. So yeah, because I have to handle this down here, didn't want to have to do any kind of pre-glaze. Hey there, Mr. Clean. So Mr. Clean, it was kind of a standard Saturday. Nothing too exotic. Again, sorry about the injury on Thursday. It wasn't Thursday. Was it on? Yeah, it was on Thursday night. Because I actually got to see that. So, Mr. Clean, great to see you. And again, everything is all set. The stage is set for next Saturday for the game. Yeah, Mr. Clean, that was a bit of a bummer there because, well, I saw Joe play a whole bunch of games. So, and He was definitely a fave there in the NFL for me, so definitely a bummer that he's not going to be around anymore. Oh yeah, we really gotta pump some of that in here. So yeah, Gigabyte, no pre-glaze on this. And we'll do this right here. Nixel, that would be Ohio State versus Michigan. So yeah, it's not up to me to stream that. It would be well, I'm sure it's going to be on ABC. So that would be college football, which I have no power to stream. That's for sure. Let's throw some more of our orange over here. Not super orange though, right? Because we want to do more of a candlelight here. Hey there, Megan. Nice to see you. So Nixel, yeah, you can't do that with sports. So there's no way for me to do that, especially since I don't have cable TV. So I will not be streaming any sports in any way, shape, or form. How you doing there, Megan? Hope everything's good. Let's do some more of our orange over here. So Megan, well, actually there's a decent amount of people in the chat there, Megan, if you wanted to post links to your fabulous link tree there. Do this, and we'll be getting lighter over here too, don't you worry. Oh, where's my, there it is, there's some of that naphthol scarlet. Glad that you're doing okay there, Megan. And yeah, Mr. Clean, sorry about what happened there. Won't be another Super Bowl appearance, but well, there's always next year. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna chunk in a little bit more of the orange over here too. Let's just and the darks over here, we're just gonna really shove this brush down in there. Let's do. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We are getting there. And let's do some more over here. So yeah, Mr. Clean, I guess I'll have to give you guys a buzz and kind of fill you in on the vehicle stuff, which that has continued to kind of go sideways. And the garage, well, it's looking like the garage is not going to get built till January or something like that at this rate, because it's not actually built yet. There's just a slab there. So unfortunately I'm thinking that's probably not gonna happen, sadly, because building the garage is not the last stage. There's still at least one more stage after that, and for all that to happen in the next 3-ish weeks, very doubtful. No, unfortunately, I have to be here, and I believe that will keep me grounded here well through December. So unfortunately, that's why this has been very disappointing on multiple levels. Here, let me get a little bit more of the orange down in here, especially right by our candles. And we'll just keep hammering away at our candlelight here. Sorry about that, Mr. Clean. Again, it's a super disappointing. It's just when I didn't hear anything this week, when you had about the most perfect weather the entire year to build something, I went, yeah, that's there's gonna be a delay here. So that is going to be a burn. Here's our flashlight here. Yeah, okay, so it does reach up to there. Also, too, got some reference photos and such. Now that is, if you wouldn't mind that would be sensational. Especially since, well, the still are minus a TV here, so it would still be, that would be helpful. That would be super fantastic. We can still stand for the entire game, of course. Nothing says we can't stand remotely. And well, again, whoever, we shall see who sings second. Do I need to get a little more down here? Yeah, fine. Let's wrong end of the brush. Would help if we grab the right end of the brush. There we go. Much better. Because, yeah, you just have to pretty much cancel out, I would think, possibility of this week, with it being Thanksgiving week, which now puts us real close to December. Okay, let me get a little bit more of our orangey red there, maybe even a touch up there. All right, so that hits all that pretty good. We might even throw a little touch of it on Mr. Sword over there. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Let's start getting some of our light in here now. A little floral yellow in there too. That's better. Oh, actually, Mr. Clean, I wasn't sure if last time when Mrs. Clean was in here, I had her share all the different links for the Adepticon tournaments and such, and some of the info on those. So again, that's the Song of Ice and Fire tournaments that are going to be at Adepticon next year. Everybody check those out. And it's actually pretty nifty that it's at the other hotel. So it's definitely a much more mellow, quiet venue. You can actually hear yourself think there. And just much easier instead of fighting through a whole bunch of crowds of people in elevators and stuff. So again, think about some of those events that are at the other hotel, and one of those would be all of the Song of Ice and Fire events. There Mrs. Clean is there. Now let me zoom in on this for you here while we're doing this stuff. So Gigabytes, you just go directly to the dry brushy stuff, just like we did here. You saw me, all I had were filbert brushes. Now this is essentially just like a little micro filbert brush right here, and that's all we're doing is just dry brushy stuff. So you're essentially skipping that more fluid part of it where you're using the sponges and using the staining colors. In some ways, it's like we've already kind of stained this, but with our previous pre-glazes, and already we've got ourselves some object store sledding set up there. So again, hopefully, well, let's see. Is there any? I don't think there's any other impactful games today. Well, no, there is the Texas game, which I don't know what's going on. Why Texas and Iowa State I think it was 6-3 when I last checked before the stream. So not sure what's going on there. And of course, well, there was a wee bit of an injury at Florida State. And actually, it was an impactful day. I'm sure you guys saw what happened to the number 4 team. So that might just change things a wee bit. Ooh, wrong way. Let's orientate this the right way here. Again, and all we're doing is just real simple dry brushy stuff here. And 20 minutes in, boom, yeah. Need I say more? Feel free to screw around for hours and hours doing that same kind of stuff with the acrylics. Here, we say, nope, not screwing around with that. We're just going to charge on forward here. This is Smash Mouth oil painting right here. This is Smash Mouth oil painting. No spread offense here. This is line them up and stop it if you can. Which you can't. All right, Horns fan. The College Football Report wants to know what the heck is going on down there in Texas. Because I didn't expect to see a 6-3 score when I last checked. It definitely does. Now, of course, I don't know. Do they consider injuries? Did they consider that the tight end injury for Georgia when they were doing the rankings previously? I just we'll see what sways the panel, the committee. Yeah, Gigabyte. Well, remember the figures that we did last night. I was also, in addition to not being able to get the pre-glaze into some places easily, also didn't want to snap things off either. So that's why this was done with the same idea. Now we are going to be doing some pin line washi things here. So Megan, if you want to share your link tree there, please go ahead. We got some folks in the chat here now. And Nixo again, I do think you could save yourself a whole bunch of money that way. I think you should go for it. Just use all that athletic training. Just run around. Think of it, and nobody can steal that. So yeah. I just wasn't sure if there was some kind of a weird injury or something, or, well, like in the case of Corvallis there, with the weather having an impact on the game. Okay, fine. I'll get a little more light over there. What about our bird bum over here? Yeah. I did get that Radagast and Guahir figure printed out today. So that's going to be, again, Guahir's going to have some splaining to do. Yeah, Horns fan, that's starting to sound like remember that LSU Alabama game? I don't know if it was the SEC title game, but I think it was 9-6 was the final score. Something like that. That's what it kind of starting to put me in mind of there. So yeah, there's been some weird fumbles and a weird case of. For a second there, I almost thought you had. Oh gosh, was it Woodson was the last two-way player in college? Because you had number one on the defense, who's intercepted about 12 passes this game and broken up another 16. Then you have all the touchdowns for the Huskies all being caught by number one. But of course, college teams have, what, about 700 players on the roster? Well, 700 players in uniform, another 800 just under the stands. Let's do this. Yes, and are we all ready for conference realignment, where the Big Ten becomes the Big 75? There's one team left in the Pac-12. There's 1.5 teams left in the ACC, and those are the ones that came over from the Pac-12. You know what? Where's our Oracle here? Yeah, we still get some over there. Yeah, Horns fan, that was, well, of course, my options are very limited. Earlier in the day, it was pretty frustrating because every illegal game that I had on YouTube was getting shut down. So I ended up, I think all that was there was Uska and Ukla. Man, Uska didn't do so well. Yeah, Usk really got quite shellacked in that game. And we'll do some more. So I think both of those teams are going to have a wee bit of problems when they join the Big 75. Oh, that's right. Horns fan has created the new power. Well, it's a Power One conference. It's the APC, the Atlantic Pacific Conference. Actually, if you change that to the APCC, you have the Atlantic Pacific Central Conference. So I think it might have to be the APCC. That's how I'm gonna refer to that from now on. It's just one giant conference with 1,000 teams. Even if you're like a D3 school, if you pay enough money, you can get into the APCC. Who would have thought finances are the big part of it? I'm shocked. Much like the police chief in Casablanca when he's handed his winnings, when he's raiding the establishment for gambling. All right, let me get some more of our orange in here. So the APCC logo is just going to be like a planet. Yeah, it'll just be it'll be like the universe. That's it. It'll be like a sky chart. It'll encompass about 14 star systems. Next thing you know, you're going to be having road games on Alpha Centauri. Let me get some more of my bright yellow here. So Horns fan even has the selection process for realignment there. Yeah, it's just it'll all be done Wheel of Fortune style. All right, we're going to get ourselves a little bit more of our lighter yellow in here. Now it's going to be, where the heck is that Padme figure here? Where are you hiding? There you are. So, bit more like that. Let's get our Skelly friends with some light on them here too. So yeah, what is it? The APCC. That's the Atlantic Pacific Central Conference. We accept everybody. That's I know every conference has a slogan or something like that. Their slogan is just "We accept everybody." I mean, this is pretty perfect right here. I mean, I don't think it gets much better than this. I think we are marketing geniuses here. We're sitting on a gold mine. We're sitting on an absolute gold mine. Think of the merch that we could do for the APCC. Yeah, we better get some of this lighter yellow over here too. Get this working. So Gigabyte, I know that a question came up in the stream last night about stages and all that kind of stuff. Well, this is where things are a little bit different, right? Where we really focus on the object source lighting to begin with. Here, we want to establish this first, because all these other lights, if these are lighter than this, well, then this becomes object source shading, and we don't want that, do we? Ah, yes, the American Access credit card. Don't leave home without it because your home stadium, or because you got a long road trip ahead. So yeah, don't leave home without it because your team has a really long road trip. Yeah, this just keeps getting better and better. So yeah, Varro B, that there was a part of me that did just kind of ask at first, was like, so is this just all going into Conference USA? And it literally is going to be the entire United States. Every team. Oh, there's another candle over here. Well, Raven, really, it's I mean, well, much like sports, repetition and practice. The more reps you get, the better you're going to be. You know, the more situations that you find, the more painting situations that you're in, that is the best way to get better, is practice reps. Reps, 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 and nothing but reps. 2-a-days, for sure. I think that we should bring those back. Forget those silly NCAA rules. It's Are you sure there's not? There's definitely not a full moon out. I know that. There's not a full moon out there. You would think there was today. All right, here again. This is almost like we're doing a pre-glaze here, kind of in reverse. We're actually doing a pre-glaze with the lighter stuff. A little bit like, oh, remember these? Where the pre-glaze was actually our lightest color first. We started with that and then moved on to the darker stuff. So yeah, definitely be patient with yourself there, right? Give yourself that time to get in all of those reps and everything. Just funny because at the game, everybody's now. I want to know, you know, we did actually someone made Kathy a birthday cake for obviously her birthday, very close to Halloween, and it did have a plastic toy chainsaw on it. So obviously you don't have to bring a real chainsaw to the game. However, I'm just visualizing all the security guys having to go through and checking every chainsaw that's coming through the door to make sure it is just a toy one. Because there was a significant, I mean, everybody had hard hats on, but there was a lot of little chainsaws floating around too. And I have a handheld chainsaw myself. It's actually, I need to get that chain put back on there to start cutting branches off the tree, since I'm probably going to have to light fires when we are finally actually building the stupid garage, because, well, when they did the slab, it was snowing. I can only imagine what it's going to be like now that they probably won't even start building it till after Thanksgiving. Well, Raven, you have yourself a good night's sleep. Thank you so much for being here. And Raven, I save all of these as highlights afterwards. So it's kind of like a YouTube channel. So if you want to see the rest of this process, it will be saved. So you'll be able to watch it in an hour that's more amenable to you. No, Varro B, it's a new garage being built, and obviously the first part of the process is we'll tear it down, then do the slab, and that's where we're at. We're just at the slab. And as they were doing that, it was snowing the entire time. I was actually using the dryer vent of the neighbors next door to try and stay warm. Literally using the hot vapors coming out of that dryer vent, trying to keep warm as the snow was coming down. Okay, we're just using our little blending brush right here. See, we just stick this on here, grab a brush that has no paint on it, and poof, there you go. So they actually mentioned that during the broadcast. So yeah, there was, I mean, that's all you saw were just chainsaws everywhere. And I'm thinking, it is getting crazier and crazier out there. And of course, well, speaking of Corvallis, it's getting crazier there too. I think this is going to be, was it a squeaky bum night for, well, it's going to be for Horns fan, sounds like. There's going to be a lot of squeaky bums tonight. You know what, we need to get a little bit of light in here. Now down there, I'm just gonna actually get some of this here green. We're just gonna mix the radiant green with that orange. Turn this around. We need some reflected light over here. But it can't be that yellowish color. We need something a little bit cooler over here. And away we go. There again, that's some reflected light there. We're going to end some darks up there. Right here down through the middle. Again, a fabulous 3D print from CA Sculpts. Oh yeah, here, let's get a little something on this here. This cloth, I guess we'll just kind of do that as semi-translucent. So it was very simple, Varlby. I just was taking this. Oh, here it's on right over here. A little bit of the radiant violet, and we're using that. Oh gosh, what is it? I think it's the Griffin. Yeah, it's the Griffin from the Alkids from Winsor Newton. Is there any? No, not going to do the translucent cloth there, but maybe up here we are. Maybe we will over there. No, how's about we just chonk down some lighter stuff over here. Doesn't matter. Boom, boom, there, and there. This nothing but precision brushwork here. Nothing. I mean, that is you don't see that in every channel. Right there. So Varlby, it's been over 2 weeks now. In fact, it's been 2.5 weeks. And they were, I think that's another reason why we didn't hear anything from them, because obviously snowing during that process. Now, they did put a lot of the drying agent was in there, or the curing agent. It doesn't dry, it cures. It's a chemical process, not an evaporation process. Calcium sulfide, I believe, is what they threw in there. It's very white. It is extremely white because of that calcium sulfate. If the old garage had a foundation or a slab done like that, it would have lasted for 200 years. Because they put down rebar. I mean, they really they went wild on that. Because they're saying, well, you know, don't walk on it for a couple of days. Don't park anything on it for a week. I said, there ain't gonna be nothing walked on or parked on here. Nobody's walking on anything. Nobody's parking on anything here. That's for sure. We're not having this slab messed up too. So again, so Vic, you could see what we did right there, right on this. We're just slapping down some lighter colors. We'll probably get a little bit of the greenishness into that too. Here, let me just again grab our blending brush here. Get some more light on the hand, just because. Let's get a little more light over here and on the scapulas there. Again, hashtag no death grip on the brush, right? Look at that. No death grip on the brush. Gonna start doing some eyes here. Hashtag no layers. I'm just taking that lighter color, stick it on there, take the blending brush, and poof. You know what? I think we could zoom in one more time. Yes, we could. So get a little bit closer for you here. So Horns fan, it's no longer it's no longer an Alabama LSU classic defensive tussle anymore. Now it's become it's become a Big 12 game all of a sudden. It's weird. Horns fan, conferences are changing so quickly. I was just about to say that Mizzou, like a classic Mizzou Kansas rivalry or game or something like that, but no. Mizzou is they're in the SEC. And let's see, again, that's not even straight up white. We're going to get a little bit of that reflected onto here now. Again, blending brush for that. Going to take some of this, some of our fast matte over here. Well, that's a little too much of the blue. No big deal. Let's break this down some more here again with some of our fast matte white. Oh yeah, they were definitely Big 12. They were kind of, I don't want to say a second-tier Big 12 team, but they were one of those teams that every so often would make a lot of noise in the Big 12. I mean, it was kind of like, well, maybe the LSU version of a Big 12 team. Every so often to be kind of a big threat there. Okay, that's not going to get quite as much in here. Let's break that down a little bit. Might have that extend up a little further. Break it down again here. So you can see just we spend a lot of time on the little tiny details, don't we? Well, maybe not, because we don't have to. We don't have to. And these, of course, having these not sable brushes is also very helpful. Don't forget we're going to be doing some glazy stuff over the top of the Hey There Green Fairy Studios. Happy late Saturday to you. Now, Varro B, what was the, oh gosh. I'm getting mixed up in my head with pykrete, the ice mixed with sawdust. But it was the chemical that the Romans had, basically like a volcanic ash that they put into their concrete. Oh gosh, what was it that the Romans were able to add to their concrete? And it began with a P, actually, I believe. And yeah, it was something that the Romans, they put into theirs. And that's why it's still around today. So Green Fairy, I hope that you're doing well. Great to see you again. Happy Saturday, of course. Throw some more of this down in here. So again, now we got a little bit of blue there. Blue. Some kind of rosiness there, and then the much warmer colors over here in our firelight. Pozzolana. That's it. Pozzolana. I knew it began with a P, and it was driving me nuts that I could not conjure that in my puny, tiny little brain. But good old Roman concrete. Breaking this down. Like so. Where's my blending brush here? Looky there. So easy to do this. It's insane. It's just so easy. Take that and blend it this way now. There you go. Let me take the dark. That needs to go down into here. Let's get our asphaltum out here. Just gonna throw a little thinner into that now. Now let's get that camera back where it's supposed to be. Yeah, Horns fan. Well, this is it's also an archaeology channel. It's not just it's college football report and archaeology. It's a natural combo, right? I mean, the two are just natural together. Let's do this right here, and then some more of that. Here again, just kind of a pin line washy sort of a thing, nice and easy here. Let that get down into some of those crevices. Same over here. Start to bring in our something like that. Wait a minute. Where's my? There you go. There you go. That's the. It's not an Egyptian violet. That's still the fast matte dioxazine violet here. Can't do it pin line washy stuff. Letting it do its own thing here. Bring in more this way. Gather up some more of our dark right in here. So now we're going to have even more of a transition. We'll be getting some more lights into this too. We will be doing that. Going to start bringing in a few extra little darks over here too on the skin tone in some places. Still in that sort of pin line washy vein because we're still, oh, by the way, this is an hour in. Yeah, at 1 hour ago, there was no paint on this whatsoever. I know everybody is totally shocked to hear that. What do you mean it's only been an hour? Yeah, it's only been an hour. Now remember, this is a 72 mil sculpt, so this is not exactly tiny right here. Fine, I'll let some of that dark get onto this too. Okay, where's some of that on there? Then we'll get some indigo on our Ravenses up there. Yeah, Horns fan, I like the idea of the archaeology moment, right? And there will probably be more of those. Because reasons. Fine, we'll throw a little bit more dark over here too, and then we'll be coming back at this with our lights as well. That might also throw a little bit of a pinline wash with something that's got some orange, and even our perline red. Let's break this down some more. Let's see. Let's throw a little bit of the floral orange in here. And that's going to go over some of these. You know what? I'm going to get me a little bit of that. We'll dirty that mix up just a tiny bit. I mean, think of this as almost like we're kind of making up for the fact that there was no pre-glaze. What we're putting in there now kind of is the usual pre-glaze color. I'm just trying to make this a little more orangey, reddish here, the further away we get from our light sources. Let's do the same here again. That's just going to alter that color there, make it again a little bit more towards the orange up there. Hey there, Imperfect Ideal. Nice to see ya. I hope that you're doing very well. Happy Saturday slash Sunday. Again, for folks where it's already Sunday, we say happy Sunday to you. This is a fantastic sculpt from CA Sculpts. Really, 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 really like their stuff. Oh, here, let's do some more of our orange down here. And that, we're just trying to get some of the cloth here to be a little lighter than the background stones. And then basically it's got a little bit of a greenishness to it here. It's yet another little transition away from the skin tones, right? Although we will get a little bit of this green into the skin tones, because skin tones. There's some more of that green there. It happens fast, don't blink. Hey, Make Right, holy smokes. Make Right, it's fantastic to see you, holy cow. Why Make Right? I hope that everything is going reasonably well. And my apologies for not being able to do hangouts and such with everything that happened with the vehicle in the garage. And it's been a bummer because I was really looking forward to doing hangouts and stuff this fall here. So that's on top of all the other frustrations as I add. Oh, look at this! Look at how this has just completely changed in seconds. So yeah, Make Right. Again, I'm sorry that I haven't been able to hang out and stuff and Discords and everything. And I know that Big Jim was streaming earlier today. I felt bad that I couldn't join him on his stream there. But boy, oh boy, it's really great to see you. Well, happy Thanksgiving in advance if I don't get to see you before then. But boy, oh boy, fantastic to see you. I'll still keep doing this. Because, wow, this changed in a hurry. That changed right quick. Now, they have it as more like a red-ish type of a cloak or whatever, but I'm going to go with this little bit of a greenish gray here. Again, I could do this again. I could do this as a tartan if I wanted to or something. So Make Right, what kind of stuff have you been able to do? Hopefully you've been able to do some RPG stuff maybe. Either that or, get in a healthy amount of gaming of some kind. Whether that is virtual or in person or anything. Hey, Fugger, great to see you back. Happy Saturday slash Sunday. It's still, we're still well into Saturday here. Still Saturday. Man, oh man, that is just amazing. the difference that can make. Now let's get a little bit lighter, shall we? I need some more thinner than that here. Let me also move this over. A little easier to get to. We're going to break this down some more. And start to get some critical lights in a few areas, like up here too, for sure. So hopefully folks were able to enjoy their college football Saturdays. Whether you're chasing a playoff spot or whether you're just looking for a conference championship or looking to get a revenge game in a rivalry match or something like that. Hopefully your Saturday was satisfying. Because as always, the College Football Report is brought to you by Wappelville Sports Center. Fuker. Well, Fuker, just look at it this way. The Big Ten is going to add about 57 more teams next year, so Nebraska will have that much more competition. So it'll be perfect. But then again, you'll be playing Oklahoma again in a regular conference again. It'll be like the old days. I just keep remembering the old days of the Big Eight when Nebraska, Oklahoma would take about 4 minutes to play the entire game. There would maybe be 3 forward passes between the two teams combined, because both teams were basically running a wishbone offense. So yeah, Grey Wolf Studio, and both teams, I think, managed to survive intact. There was a little bit more of a challenge for Michigan because, well, Maryland is a much better team. They were on the road. And, well, the proverbial trap game that we've been talking about all night long. Well, Night Whisper, I'm glad that you're able to watch some painting stream. You watched Pun Expected, right, Night Whisper? I think Pun was streaming tonight, wasn't he? I couldn't quite tell what he was painting. Was that another, like, a Kingdom Death Monster thing? Geez, Blades, it's awful late for you there. So everybody please give Blades81 a follow. So Blades, how the heck are you doing? Now, update on the cranberry sauce. Now, as I was looking for recipes, because I could not find the one that's in the house here somewhere, for the first time, I saw something that said you can also add some blueberries to it, which I have never done. Now, you kind of add them in towards the end of the process. I think it still said add the orange zest or even orange juice, but blueberries. So I might get myself some blueberries tomorrow. Because, well, you want to make that stuff and you want to have it, a little chance to kind of marinate, right? Get me some of this green up here. And then that needs to be reflected on the helmet here. Take the blending brush to that. So Zach, I was surprised to see that. I got to tell you, that was not what I was expecting. Now, if anybody has tried that, let me know. Plenty of folks in the chat have already done the orange zest in the cranberries. I think even I did that once. But the blueberry, I mean, well, I can always make 2 batches. That would be terrible, having 2 batches of it. So that to me sounds like something that needs. Oh, and it even mentioned putting raisins in there. Now I'm not going to put all of them in there, but I think I just like the idea of the blueberries for some reason is appealing to me. So that might just happen. And of course, we also want to say thanks so much to Armored Wolf for sending a pizza this way. Yes, indeed, that's going to save me a bunch of time over the next several days cooking things. So we appreciate Armored Wolf sending the pizza this way. I won't be putting the cranberry sauce on the pizza, but we could have it with the pizza. So Zach, is that going to be you'll throw the flag on there, but you'll pick it up because you'll accept the gain on the play? So it's like a free play, right? There was some offsides, and you'll decline the penalty and accept the gain on the play. The result of the play is still a first down. So Grand Oracle, that is well, it's a Giordano's pizza. I mean, you could do it with any pizza, of course. But was there 6 meats on this one, Armored Wolf? Because I think your record is 7, but I believe there were 6 different meats on this pizza. And Armored Wolf, I forgot what the 6 were, but Armored Wolf probably has a better idea of what the 6 different meats were. We just call it a protein pizza here. Now, see that little bit of green that was just dry brushed in there. That was no glaze or anything like that. I literally just took this, right, the stuff we've been using over here, and I said, oh, well, I'm going to take that and I'm going to stick that right over here. I mean, it paints itself. Why do we want to sit there and struggle and screw around for hours and hours and hours and all this stuff when we can just do that? Boom. Grey Wolf, what? I remember that call. I heard that. And I actually, I thought I was hearing things. Oh, that was Thursday night. Was that the Thursday night game? Recoil's mom is here. So Recoil's mom, we saw Recoil earlier. So I guess is he already arrived there, or is he still en route? Everybody welcome in Recoil's mom. And let's send best wishes, best thoughts to Recoil's mom, so that Recoil's mom gets to reunite with Squeak back at the casa. Now, what I got in here, some Perline Black. Ooh, look at that! Look at that! That is that's a nice little shift over here in the shadow areas. Yeah, I'm just trying to think, Ray. I was like, well, I didn't hear it in any of the games today. And then I'm thinking, well, since we don't have a TV, the only games that NFL games I can actually watch are on, well, the Thursday night game on Amazon. So I'm like, it has to be that game. Definitely an unfortunate result again, because Joe Burrow, definitely one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league from his time at LSU. Oh, look at that, a latte and strawberry donut. That's fabulous. And say hello to Recoil for me. And again, everybody give virtual hugs. Virtual hugs to Recoil's mom. So Recoil's mom, I don't know if you heard the chatter about the cranberry sauce. I also wanted Recoil's opinion on the blueberries, because he knows about the orange zest that we were going to add and stuff. But I also saw some recipes that talked about chunking in some blueberries. And that kind of intrigued me. So see how that all changed? That changed dramatically there. We're also going to get some of that. over here. Let's throw some of this. If a color goes somewhere, it must go everywhere, right? So some of that's even gonna end up over here. Just because. Hey, there's Spark Minis. Everybody, please give Spark Minis a follow. So Spark Minis, I know you had some gaming going on yesterday, but I think you were assembling some miniatures too, at least in one of those streams. Everybody, again, please give Spark Minis a follow. So yeah, Spark Minis, this is it's kind of a fun green. It's not a really bright green. Well, I did throw a little bit of the Prussian blue in there, so that gives it a little extra, zest while we're talking about orange zest. But it's been really fun. And of course, we were talking about the little bit of green we were able to get in the skin tone right there. Partially reflecting this. You know what? We'll get a little bit of that over here too, and some of that over there. We'll look at a nice little contrasty thing going on. We likes contrasty. So yeah, Recoil's mom. It was something that Kathy and I used to make, and then we would bring that to the family Thanksgiving. Because, well, the only cranberry sauce they had ever known was the nasty stuff out of the can. So Kathy insisted that we make it. Now, I tend to use it for, well, on toast and also on ice cream and pie with also ice cream. Yeah, I treat it more of a dessert kind of a thing, less like a savory, sweet thing. But I can imagine that if it's a medicinal thing, it kind of loses its appeal, right, Recoil's mom? But I do hope. I mean, was it? I hope the strawberry donut was very tasty. So the Spark Minis, if there's anything that you wanted to share in the chat, stuff that I know you've been working on a couple of big guys. Continuing with your armies there. And why don't you let folks in the chat know when your next stream might be as well. If you're thinking of maybe streaming tomorrow. Is there a Jimmy the Brush in the chat? There is a Jimmy the Brush in the chat. Jimmy, how you doing? Great to see you there, Jimmy. So he was, because I did see him there, and I thought, well, maybe he was just spelling you while you were resting up after a BG3 extravaganza there. Hey, Ghost Hawks, great to see you too. So everybody, please give Jimmy the Brush a follow. Hey, Jimmy the Brush, if you want to share stuff in the chat too, why don't you go ahead and do that? Looky there, looky there. See that? And Merlin Models is here too. So Recoil's mom, hopefully things have kind of taken a turn to the upside there. And again, I know you were saying last night it seemed like the staff were being a little bit nicer there than they have been. Well, the last couple of times. Ooh, let's get some of this green over here. We need some reflected light on this. Back to ye old blending brush there. No problem, Jimmy the Brush. But hey, Jimmy, if you just want to shout yourself out there, you go ahead and do that. So, Jimmy, what have you been doing on stream? Thanks, Jimmy the Brush. This is a fantastic thing. Now, CA Sculpts, this had been just a regular resin cast. I want to say about 2.5 weeks ago, they made it available as an STL file. And this is the one that I printed. Now all of these rocks, that's actually my dad's air dry clay pressed into Woodland Scenics molds, but really fabulous stuff. Now this was our stream last night here. We did a little bit of Saruman, turning this poor Rohan dude into something totally unnatural. And of course, well, we've been having fun with lots of tree men here. So we call this guy Ironbark. See, look, that same green. So see that same green over there? You notice it in here, don't you? That same green, even on the tree bark. And where's our Guahir? Well, one of our many Guahir. So there's one of our Guahir. Now these two they're all dry. They are definitely ready for their definitely ready for some flock and foliage like we did on this guy here. So this guy is coniferous. You can see all his lovely foliage that we added to him, even some mossy things on him there. Water effects are still curing. Some Signums. Yeah, they're really neat files, aren't they, Jimmy? I always liked the Signum stuff. That was the very first miniature I ever printed, was actually a Signum figure. So that we're talking, what, 3 years ago now? Is it 3.5 years ago? Well, now 2020. It's been a little over 3 years. Little over 3 years ago. Now let me see if I can get a little bit more of this lighter green here on his Mascolio. Because again, reflected light there. Now, well, Merlin Models, I'm glad that you've been able to get some things prepped. I mean, it takes time to do all that stuff, doesn't it? So glad that you've been able to get some of that done and ready to go. This, I think, could use a little more reflected light down here. Maybe a touch more. And let's see what's, and then of course, well, we've been doing a lot of the Shatterpoint stuff. Oh, this is our most recent Shatterpoint stream. That was, it was very fun. Yep, I'm going to try and get a little of the reflected light over there. And there's some more right here. Let's drag in a little bit more of our lighter color there. So again, you can kind of see we've got that skin tone, not just a bunch of like pinkish stuff, right? We have to have these other colors to A, make it more interesting, and B, that's, well, I mean, even on me, I can see grayish blues and other stuff on my hand. All right, well, Grey Wolf, I hope everything kind of turns out the way you want tomorrow. I know that things have gotten a little funky there. It's been a weird season, actually for a lot of folks, it seems. But Grey Wolf, thanks for being here. Appreciate that, as always. And I hope they had some fun doing the RPG stuff as well. Well, that's fantastic, Merlin Models. I know that last time it wasn't super fantastic, so I'm glad for any improvement, but significant improvement would be really fantastic. And again, Spark Minis, you want to share anything in the chat? Stuff that you've been working on? Well, you go right on ahead and do that. And everybody, please, again, give Jimmy the Brush, Spark Minis a follow, Night Whisper. Give all the folks a follow. And if Megan is still here and Megan wants to post her her link tree again. And Blades, I don't know if you had a chance to post anything either, but if you wanted to post some stuff, that'd be great. Ooh, you know what? Let's change tack here real quick. That is the, okay, there, that's the indigo and some of our fast matte white here. A little different gray. This is also going to go on the ravens. I'm doing this because, well, raven feathers right here. Now you would think that these two ravens would be a little bit upset that she's wearing a raven, but maybe that was a raven that didn't quite do what she wanted him to do. So that's what happens to ravens that don't do what they're supposed to do. Blades, I'm glad that you're still here. I know it's getting a little bit late for you. I think you had a little bit of a visit today, weren't you? It was kind of a hangout day with friends today, I think. I think actually there was a picture of some yummy foods or beverages or something in that post. So Grand Oracle says, well, this is what happens when the raven runs afoul of her. It gets turned into a raven cape. So everybody please check out the Instagram link that Spark Minis posted. And again, everybody please give Spark Minis a follow too. So Spark Minis, what will you be painting next on your streams? This was, I was almost wondering if this might be something we save for our Monday stream. But Monday, well, that's it could either be another one of our treemen, or it'll be Radagast on an eagle. Yeah, it'll be one of those two things. I would kind of prefer for a tree man because I'm just trying to get that. We're building towards that 1,000-point Ent army. So yep, as Merlin says, definitely can please give Merlin models and Spark Minis a follow, and Jimmy. Now this is some of our lightest lighter. I'm just breaking down that fast matte white. Alright, I'm going to leave the top of this rock with no paint on it so that I can just stick my hand on this here. Some X-Men Zombicide. That's very cool. Let's see if I can't get that light right along this edge here. Come on. And then another light along this edge over here. Take the blending brush to that. And to this. I'm going to try it this way. That works out a whole lot easier. Also, a little more light there. So we're trying to reflect some of the skin color here. That's it right there. Now I'm gonna try and do a little bit of shadowy type something here with the violet, asphaltum. Can we see this here? Yeah. They really like their harsher shadows, which is very interesting. And again, that's you can see it here that we did that on the face there. Those harsher shadows. So this is also from CA Sculpts. This is one of our Patreon videos right here. That was our most recent painting busts video. Hey there, Arathu. Nice to see you. Arathu, I hope that you're doing really well. And again, Arathu, congratulations, of course. Sorry that I haven't been able to hang out in the Pyro Club there. With what happened with the vehicle, that pretty much wiped out well, all of October. Well, and a good chunk of this month too. So again, Arathi, great to see you. It's definitely been way too warm here to do any biathlon. Well, the shooting part, it's always a good time to do that here, but the skiing part, not so much. Let me see if I can get a little bit of the shadow here cast by the clothes. Get a little more shadow cast this way. Yeah, I'm glad that you still kind of have the buzz from that. That's fantastic. And again, many congratulations. It's not long until, well, once you get married, then she's legally obligated to help you prep as many miniatures as need to be prepped for the next tournament after the marriage. So you'll have a helpful workforce. Just like the folks that I painted the mural for, they had the baby was born about a week earlier than it was supposed to be. So hopefully, I don't know, by at least the second month, it should have enough arm strength or hand strength to at least do some kind of hand clippers, at least on light plastic miniatures. You're never too young to learn the value of work, so hopefully they'll put that new entity to work on filing miniatures and getting those miniatures prepped. See, even Arathu says it should be included in the vows. So, yeah, the spouse legally obligated to help you with your miniatures. You're also not necessarily obligated to divulge that particular information before the ceremony. Yeah, well, Ghost Hawks, well, if they're using the, what is that, the God Hand clippers or something like that, those should be so sharp, they should be, even a baby should be able to cut right through those sprues. And of course, they'll learn all about safety, right? See, they'll learn about safety before all their other peers. Handling some razor blades and sharp clippers and stuff. Yeah, they'll learn about, well, either that the easy way or the hard way, but they'll learn about safety. Let me see. I'm just again chucking a little bit of some darker shadows into here. So congratulations to those folks too. Again, it was more like, actually I think today was supposed to be the original due date, but that's kind of how those things work out, right? You don't really control that at all. That's better. So, well, Merlin models again. Now here it was a more complex. It was more complex because when both are miniature painters, then those agreements become they cancel each other out. So neither of us had to worry about that because we're both miniature painters. So all that canceled out. We did not have to worry about that in the vows here. So yeah, that kind of creates a neutral situation. So now of course, see, there you go. That's a recommendation. If you want to render that such a thing as null and void, all you have to do is just be a miniature painter yourself too. She was able to. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, again, my apologies there, Arathu, that I wasn't able to join in on that, but well, like I say, I'm hoping that once all of this ridiculousness gets past, and again, hopefully for the holiday time, we can maybe do some hanging out on the holidays. That I would really look forward to that. So we're just getting some dark and the hair there. Blending brush, where'd you go? There you are. Softens all the edges on that automatically. Yeah, Doji, it's that fantastic kind of an amber type color, and of course very translucent with the Indian yellow. Now the one thing we do know, courtesy of Grand Oracle, is that's one of the slowest drying combos we can create. But I have been having some interesting results. I gotta say, Doji, with the fast matte colors and all the Algid stuff, because our Mouth of Sauron, that is drier, much drier than it would be under normal circumstances. Having also done more of the dry brushy type stuff, because that's what we did here. Let me get a little more light on the feet here. Also, this item there. No, don't mess with that, but this needs to be lighter, but also probably this greenish color. So let's do that right there on that fabric. Helps to separate the leg from that too. So that's, yeah, Doji, I only have the one Winsor Newton Cobalt Blue, and, well, I have, where the heck did it go? I have the new version of this print from Mini Monster Mayhem, or Monster Mini, I can never remember which way that goes, but we did use Cobalt on this, and I'd like to do a multiple part episode on that and really kind of do a deeper dive with the Cobalt on that and just see what happens. Now, I'm sure those are slow. This is slow drying color, right, Doji? Because, well, heavy metals. So heavy metal equals slow dry. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of the light down into here. Like that. Let me go a touch further with that along here. Also a bit up there. So yeah, Doji, would you say it's fair to say that that's probably not the fastest drying color in the world? And but see, I don't know, Doji. If we always have to factor in, if it's more of just a glaze or pin line wash, that's a whole different deal, right? That could kind of change the paradigm a bit, and I have to start factoring that in even more, because that would be how I intend to use it, is more as a kind of a glazy type thing. So cobalt teal bluish. Well, those again, if it weren't for the fact that people would say, "Hey, I want to use that too," and they would have a bit of a heart attack when they found out what the price was. Now, of course, I cannot confirm nor deny if there's a Black Friday sale. I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick it in the cart. And if there's an ultra magnificent Black Friday sale on Dick Blick, who knows? Maybe if we get that at half price, could be a different story. Either that or, well, even getting our hands on the pigment wouldn't exactly be cheap either. Case in point, Yinmin Blue, right? Let's just try and get a few little bright lights on our crows here, just a couple of spots, that's all. Because the feathers are kind of on the shiny side. At least that's kind of how they would be. You know what? We really need to do a bit more on the sword handle here. We kind of did some of our darker glaze things on that and then didn't really do much since. So again, this is from CA Sculpts. Really enjoy this. So yeah, Doji, I'll just put it in the cart, and if there's a super sale, then we pull the trigger. And then we drive people nuts. Then it becomes the quinacridone golden brown of blues. Be like quinacridone golden blue. There you go. All right, I'll lighten up the tootsies there just a tiny bit. Okay. Also, on this jug here, I'm gonna add some darks to that. And well, look at that. There's our dazzling violet and a little bit of indigo. So it's indigo violet, and that's gonna wander up all the way here to the top. Blending brush softens the edge on that. It's still there. See, it hasn't gone away. It just softens the edge on it. All right, we'll see you later there, Doji. You again have a fantastic, oh, that sounds fun too. Have a fantastic time there. And well, if there's any neat pictures, anything really cool that you see, you want to send me a picture or something. It was great seeing the pictures of the train exhibit too. So see you later there, Doji. Have a fantastic Sunday, and well, we'll see you, well, your Tuesday, our Monday, with potentially Radagast on Guahir for a rather contentious evening, I think. What do we got over here? Whoa, that would have been way too. Yeah, that's much more towards the orange. Because yeah, there's a bit too much of the yellow up there. I'm gonna tone that down. And now I've got to get some of the, that'll be interesting. We got to try and get some of the dark back in here. Let's do that with, oh, look at this. There's our convenient dark just sitting right there. There we go. We lost that one little edge. Now it's back. So these right here, what are we going to do with those? I'm going to just hit them with our violet first, maybe. Come on. So first we'll make them like that, and then maybe we'll take our red. Well, this is our naphtha. No. Let's go this way. More of an actual red here, and we'll maybe take even some of the radiant magenta to it. Can we see what we're doing here? I think so. That's gonna go here on these three guys. Now maybe I'll go even further. Oof, there's a gigantic blob on the end of the brush. We're gonna take away some of that. Might even deposit some of that on the face here. And then some of that goes on the little, we'll just say that those were gemstones. And I might try to throw a little bit of that in here. Lighten the side of the face a little more there. So thank you so much, Armored Wolf. Appreciate that. Again, that's a link to the Patreon page. I will be filming the next video. That's most likely going to be episode 3 of the Hobbit series. Our army painting series on the Hobbitses. See if I can't get a little more light on the skin over here. That's that same color we were just using on those gemstone things. Again, we're gonna let that mix there. Now I need to go to my more lighter neutral version of that. So here's a lighter version. A little bit there, also right here. Some there, and then a little bit over here too. Just like that. Good to go there. Now let me go back to my reference real quick, and I want to see if they... Yeah, we're going to lighten this up a little. Blending brush here. Try a little bit more of this. Well, recoil, I'm so glad that that was successful. Safe travels back home. And again, hopefully that means that's kind of the start of even better things right there. So you take care, and of course, thanks so much for being here. And again, safe travels back home. Oh, what do we got going on here? What have we here? With this, I'm gonna maybe extend this a little further. Wasn't going to initially, but I think we need to, yeah. We'll extend this a little further in this direction. Where's my blending brush for that? We'll do this again here. Letting that mix with all the stuff that is already there. See this little tap, tap, tap. We're not doing this. All that's going to do is smear it. We're not looking to smear things here. Yeah, see if I can lighten that up a smidge more. Right along this edge in here. To extend that a little further. Also, there's a bit of dust or something right here. There's a little dust bunny there I'm trying to get rid of. I think I finally got it. Again, we'll extend that light a little further down this way. Push it to either side. Okay, yeah. And well, oh geez, look at that, time flies. We're over 4 hours now. So that's another reason why some of our colors have really sort of stabilized. Because they've been on here a while, and especially ones that if they've got the alkyds mixed into them, again, they're not dry, but it's just a whole lot easier to manipulate them, push them around. So even when you're wanting to do, say, ye old plop and push technique, it's always best to not, maybe sometimes wait a little while before you go ahead to do that. Maybe even give it just as little as 5 minutes or something, just to set on the surface. Whoops, that didn't quite go in the right spot. Not a problem, because we'll just come back again with this. Not going to worry about that. We'll just come back with our lighter color. It works out just fine. I would like to see if I could get a really light yellow here on the... there's a couple of rings. They're being pesky. Like this one. Okay, finally got something hefty on there. And then this one too. Bingo, okay. Yeah, they weren't looking much like metal. They weren't terribly shiny because they had no contrast on them whatsoever. Let me see if I can also get some more light on the helmet that's over here and also on this bracelet. So that's pants yellow with the fast matte white. Now, there's a couple parts of this mask here that could really use some nice hefty lights on them. Especially over here, because we want that to be more the reflected light. Oh, yeah, here, that's more like it, okay. Then some of that probably out here too. Again, look at where her hand is on this brush. Nowhere near that metal ferrule yet. Totally stable. You see that brush bouncing around, shaking or anything? No, you don't. Hashtag no death grip on the brush. There's a couple little portions of this again that should maybe catch a little light down here too. Let's throw some more of that on. Where's my... that's the color we were using. Now, unless we're getting too much with the just light here, light there, and no middle tone, let me try something here. I'm going to try the Perline Red and our Violet together. Yes, like a weird reddish purple color here. That's perfect. It's exactly what we need for a non-metallic metal, right? It's a classic color. It's a long-time classic. Super into almost like an alizarin crimson. That's exactly what you need for non-metallic metals. Said nobody ever until just now. Part of it is because, well, look at this. We got this muted green here. So if you have this really dark, intense, kind of reddish color here, that will most certainly stand out from all this green, won't it? No doubt about that. There's another little thing that I was kind of thinking about doing, and that is just getting some of the straight up Prussian blue with a little, well, a little bit of our fast matte white, not a lot of it. Something like maybe this here. I don't know. Let me get rid of some of the stuff that's on the brush. But right in here, it's not really about making this darker per se. It's just to try and get a little bit of blue in there. Okay, now I feel like I'm getting some blue into that. Where's my fast matte? Okay, that's just about... Yeah, so that was more about the blue in there than it was trying to make something necessarily lighter or darker or whatever. Again, more about the blue. Let's see if I can get some of that same blue here on that, and maybe even... No, let's do our... We're missing, again, some of our lightest light down here on this shield. Try this again here. Hopefully that is not too thick on that brush. But this area here, yeah, and some of these other little filigree elements here. Yeah, those just don't have enough light on them. And for, as like we mentioned all the time, you say, okay, this is 4 hours and 11 minutes. If you want this to be for a painting contest or something, well, you spend another 4 hours on it, or you spend 10 hours on it, or 40 more hours on it. However, what we've done here, it gets us, we've done a lot of that bulk stuff and well, some details too, but in 4 hours. What does that mean? It means you haven't had to spend 200 hours on your contest thing, but it also means if you wanted to spend an extra 4 on some things that are maybe more subtle or more decorative, now it's not on top of 20 hours of kind of regular painting. So if that makes any sense to you. You're not struggling as much with your regular painting. You're able to just kind of get right to whatever hyper detail things you want to do. Maybe extra freehand or extra basing effects or whatever. If you're spending, again, less time trying to just get the basic tones in there, I still think it's going to be a win for you. Or you could just say, well, okay, yeah, that's 4 hours, 12, I'll take it, I'm done. Or you could have said an hour ago that you were done. That's always going to be up to you. Lighten up more of this part of the helmet here. Like right up there. Yeah, these edges are just kind of mid-tones, and that's about it. Let's take some of that away. Oh, yeah, there's that. Some of that green. The same stuff we put on the... That we're going to try and dry brush some of that onto the arm here. There we go, a little subtle bit of that, again, that lighter green on the arm. Blending brush to that. I'm gonna come back this here. Let's take some of the dark again. Now, and those, we were talking about the Indian yellow and the Egyptian violet. Well, there you go. That's what we're combining here together. Okay, we got our Dorics there. We're gonna put some of that over here, yeah, because there was the reflected light there was looking more like just a weird mid-tone with no reason for being there. Yeah, it's got this still this sort of an amber type color. Put that down on the shield here. Especially along this axis right here. So again, light, dark, and light, because there's a bit of curve to that shield. Now there is a number of pieces to this. I'll try and count them up for you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think there's 13 pieces to this overall to print out. And again, this is the 1/24th scale version. The 1/10 scale is just as many pieces. It's just, my goodness, those are some big, big, big pieces. They are just massive. And I think some of them are, yeah, they're hollowed. But still, they are so gigantic, they'll still chew up quite a bit of resin. I actually have to order some more tomorrow, believe it or not. Crazy as that might sound. Now, we have been printing some larger things. So that also kind of goes through it a little bit more quickly. But yes, I already have to try and snag some more resin. Oh yeah, that's a weird little edge right there. Let's get rid of that. This the hair up here. And let me fool around with the eyebrow here if I can. There, and let's have that extend a little further up there. Okay, yeah, that looks a little more subtle right there. I'm gonna try and move the eye over a smidge. Looks like we did. I'm gonna see if I can actually get a little bit more of the light into the eye here. Well, let me break this down a bit more. Question is, I need to get underneath that pupil slightly. It's easier to just do the dark. So I'm gonna just do that, and we'll just do the pupil again. That's just a whole lot easier than trying to fool around the edges of that. Okay, nope. Redo the end of that brush. We will try this again. This time without getting all that dark paint on the nose. Okay, I think that is now, that's more the direction that I want to see it going. 1 second here, let me get a grip on this thing. Let me take a little bit of this dark amber. Oh, and now I'm going to throw a little bit more of the light on this edge here. I'm looking at this here. Does it? Okay, fine. I don't know if I want to extend it down that far, but I'm gonna do it, see what it looks like, and always change that again. So up here, trying to lighten this a little more. I mean, it is on the top of her head. It should be catching some light, shouldn't it? Something like that. And we'll throw a little bit more of a light over here. And again, all these crow feathers over here. So one of our crows must have run afoul, as Grand Oracle said, of Lady Morrigan here. Somebody must have done something and got turned into a crow jacket or something. Actually, that is, speaking of feathers, that's actually a feather right there. Source some of these. No. We need an orange for that. Like this over here. Yeah, I should break that down too. Well, it's 109. I'm gonna guess that there's a surface tension in the house. Hey, there's surface tension. Great to see ya. So surface tension, this has been really a lot of fun here. And it's only taken 4 hours and 21 minutes to get here. So surface tension, as always, you want to share your Mastodon links of your Schmeckromunda gang there. I did, well, right now, as we speak, I just took a quick little pause here to turn on the printers downstairs and get the next print going. But among the prints is Radagast on that eagle. It'll be either that or another one of our Ents for Monday. Probably one of the Ents, I would have to say, but it kind of depends. And of course, again, surface tension, want to share your links there, that'd be fantastic. It was quite the Saturday of college football here. In a weird way, there's going to potentially be a little bit of a change up at the top of the playoff rankings. More so by injury than by game result. Surface tension, well, it is all solid. Even this is a solid piece right here. And it's on a wooden plaque. It's not quite like the Karakalila bust, though, surface tension. Remember that thing? Well, it said it was only 19 pounds, 8 ounces or something. That thing felt like it was 400 pounds. Because remember, my longbow range increased about for every hour that I was holding that thing. I was gaining another 5 to 10 yards on my longbow. By the time I was done with that thing, I could pretty much longbow anything into orbit. Catching a little bit more of the orange here, maybe on his feet. Bit more on that wrist there. Speaking of wrists. Yeah, we'll leave what we've got there. Well, there's a candle right down here. That's right. There's a candle right down over here. I don't think any more of the lighter stuff really works its way down too much further. That's very cool there. So everybody, please again check out the link that Surface Tension painted. I posted, and then of course please give Surface Tension painting a follow. Yeah, surface tension. There might have been 1 or 2 puns along the way here. Rico is a little bit distracted. Yeah, we're hoping for all the best for Rico, but yeah, not too many limericks there. Thank you so much, surface tension. We could certainly use a wee bit of this too. Thank you so much. And again, the 3D print from CA Sculpts. Now for surface tension, the big version of this, because this is 124 scale, the 110 scale, yeah, you'll need a crane to lift that. Even though all the big pieces are all hollow, you'll still probably need a crane. So thanks, surface tension painting, appreciate that. throw a little bit more of our light down there too. And the Elkids experiment has been continuing. And that, whatchamacallit, that we painted, the mouth of Sauron, you can see that that has definitely dried much faster than the fluorescence normally would. So I think that it's been a worthwhile experiment for sure. No doubt about it. Is this about the right thing we need? Because this thing here, there's a bunch of candles over here, so we could actually lighten that a little more. I think it's what would you say? It's a accident waiting to happen, because it comes all the way through here. So well, she lives on the edge. She's a very edgy person there, Surface Tension. She's clearly a very edgy kind of a person there. Now, I'm going to go back and we're going to try some of this light here again. So we sort of wiped away some of that. Now I got a micro blending brush over here somewhere. We'll use this. Okay. Again, here I didn't even bother putting any paint there. Oh, by the way, this is actually Daz Air Dry Clay pressed into rock molds, which I need to do again because I pretty much used up all my supply just to do this base right here. We'll find some more of our light along the edge here. Like this. Again, kind of reflecting the skin tone there. Do I want to try and go for more light, or do we want to find the dark? Well, let's try this first. Well, okay, we did that. We're just going to try and get some more dark in here then. I think there's going to be a call to HR and OSHA very soon, right? Surface Tension. Unsafe workplace on multiple levels. Well, that went a little wonky over here, but I don't think it's going to take very much to correct that. Nope. There you go. And what's interesting, this is a separate piece right here. Now, let's see, this is a separate piece. The hand's a separate piece. That is, I think it was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, at least 14 pieces on this. Somewhere, yeah, something like 14, 14 individual pieces here. And whatever gaps there were, I could fill them in no time with my gloss gel. Alright, I'm going to go for a little bit more of the light along here. We still have that micro blending brush. Let me see if I can also lighten up this just a little more here too. That actually has the same kind of a grayish color as the cloth. Now, if I paint this again, maybe we try to do some kind of little free-handy things or whatever, some kind of subtle pattern into that. Lighten up this part of our green a little more. Blending brush once again, like so. So yeah, surface tension. Now the nice thing about it is that it did fit really easily on then the Mono X build plate. Actually, I think not only did I have this, but I think I had some other things too that I could squeeze onto the build plate. Which, I mean, that's not a bad thing, being able to get some more stuff out on that build plate. Maximize the print time. Still super glad that CA Sculpts turned that into a STL file for printing. That's the indigo mixed with our fast matte white. And now I'm going to start working on this stuff here, because not really going to be doing as much up there. Don't have to necessarily worry about sticking my finger in something here. Hey, Vors, nice to see you again. Yeah, well, fire away there, Vors. Hopefully we have some helpful hints for you or whatever. Surface tension, has that actually started already? I have a ton of things in the cart. Now, is it on selected things? Like, okay, Game Buddy has their sale, or is it every single thing that's on there? Because, well, obviously, typical Black Friday is day after Thanksgiving, which is next week. So I'm thinking that it should still be, because Black Friday technically is next Friday. And I think I told you that Medusa Project is sending some more sculpts over this way, so I don't have to. Well, the last Ring Wraith or two, I don't have to snag those now. So Vors, sometimes trying something new. Well, for me, that's it. I talk about it all the time. Something new, maybe a new genre that you haven't painted before. Instead of kind of going, the curse of familiarity, right? Where your familiarity breeds contempt. So maybe something new and different. So yeah, surface tension, I'll just have to check that out. Now, I had no luck finding a Radagast bunny sled. Had no luck finding that. Actually, the only Radagast thing that I could find was sort of a portrait type of bust, and that was it. Now, obviously, nobody uses the name Radagast, so I should probably just kind of do Lord of the Rings. I even did like Lord of the Rings Wizards. Now, of course, I didn't do Cults 3D, and I also need to do nativity scenes, so I need to search that as well. But Vors, even if it's just trying to do something different with basing, right? Instead of just painting a miniature and the base is some secondary afterthought thing, maybe say, okay, I really want to do something special with this base, tell a story with the miniature. Maybe that kind of piques the interest a little bit as well. Also would be something a little bit different. So yeah, it ends on the 28th. I think Thanksgiving itself is on the 23rd. All right, that makes more sense. Yeah, surface tension. Well, Doji was in here earlier, and he's trying to get me to put that cobalt blue insane cost turquoise into the cart there, thinking that maybe there'll be a Black Friday sale and maybe we get that at half price, which means it would only cost your kidney and a lung, because I'm sure you don't mind sacrificing for the channel. It's all for the greater good. I know you might say, well, why am I the one called upon to make the sacrifice when you're the one that gets the cobalt turquoise there? It's funny how the universe works. I should probably get a little more light there or something. I mean, nothing insanely light, just a little something here. Even if it's just like that. Yeah, Wars, it's always been hard for me to kind of tell folks what they can maybe do to get out of that, because here, obviously, hunger and homelessness are somewhat potent motivators here. But that's really not what most folks, that's not what they contend with, right? That's still that same sort of greenish color there. Gonna go with something a little bit lighter there. Alright, so Colts 3D has a schmatic gas, no bunny chariot. Now, actually, Surface, I don't know if you could send me that in an Insta message or not. Sorry about that. Voice is definitely starting to go here a little bit. Well, let's see, we've done 15 hours of streams in the last 3 days, plus tutorial videos. So that takes a little bit of a toll on the voice. Let's see what we can do with that here. Now was so what is it called? So Woodland Wizard. Well, that does make sense. Now, Surface Tension, is it more of a movie vibe to it? Because the Schmatagast that I found was definitely sort of generic wizard. He sort of looks like Radagast's fourth or fifth cousin, maybe, twice removed. So not exactly. Well, do we have? Where is that Radagast? Oh, he's over here. I mean, he's sort of. I don't know. That's just kind of a crazy rat. Oh, there's Sebastian. I guess he would be easy enough to sculpt. Right there. With well, that's the next question. Does he have a little geez, I just forgot his name. A Schmabastian. Well, we don't want to say that. That could be a term of service violation potentially right there. Okay, we got our. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get some of the dark back into this here. What are we going to use for that? We've got one of these here. Let's just use this thing. Break down that indigo, some of the Van Dyke brown here. So this Colts 3D one is pretty darn recognizable then as a Schmatagast. That's almost a little bit like a little bit of a glazy type of thing going on there. A little bit of glazy. Some more of that down in here even. Darken up that edge up there. I'm gonna grab this as a blending brush down here. Spread that out. Again, I don't know. Maybe maybe I do just print out some bunnies. Take a look, see what the. I mean, the chariot's probably just, well, his sleigh is probably just some kind of little basic wooden frame, right? Ah, he's got a bird perched on his finger. We'll just call him Sebastian the bird then. He won't be Sebastian. I don't know. It's a hedgehog. I think that's what Sebastian is supposed to be. All right. You know what? Probably should be a shadow on that, and this one too. That's really, yeah, a little bit more dark on this too. Okay. No, not you. Not you. This one. Prussian blue. Nah, that's gonna be kind of on the darker side. Let me get a little bit thinner into that too. That's got too much blue into it. I want to push this back towards the green. No problem there, surface tension. Thanks again for doing that search. That's much appreciated. And thanks for the bitses as well. And have a fantastic walk with the hound, of course. With the hound of the surface tension. So that's got even a little bit more of the blue in it. So not just a greenish cloth, it's got a little bit more of a color to it than that. Yeah, see, there's kind of like a dirty warm green, and then it goes into that cooler green, which actually is also got a little more saturation to it. That's the Prussian blue that you're seeing. Thank you so much, Bithron. How you doing? Appreciate you being here. So Bithron, did you hopefully you're able to get a little bit of painting in today? Of course, your conquest tournament gets closer and closer. I guess now, were you going to? I think I might have asked you this already. Kind of supplement whatever games you might play with other folks for just a little bit of Bithron versus Bithron, just to kind of get a few more chances to see the conquest army kind of in action. All right, there we are. And I might even throw a little bit of that over here. Again, that's that kind of bluish green color. Well, Bithron, just proxy something else, right? Just use whatever else that you have, and just maybe kind of do a little bit of a meta search, and just say, okay, what are the most common armies out there? And you just, maybe even if it's just dare I say, just some pieces of cardboard, and just lay those out as movement trays. And just even if it's not like a game, just do some scenarios with it, right? Just kind of say, okay, how can I maybe try and work out a surefire flank attack on this guy? Or how do I avoid getting flanked myself with this unit? Because that's just things that I did myself for tournament prep, just so that there was no weird surprises. Yet there still were many, well, not with Bolt Action or Middle Earth SVG, but those other games. So there, I decided to go ahead and just take a little bit of that same greenish blue color to do a little bit of reflected light. We should probably get some reflected light here on the helmet from the hand. Yeah, Bithron, like I said, it's not like you're practicing to win the whole thing, right? But if doing that little bit of practice can make you, I don't want to say kind of turn off the brain a little bit, but just sort of be more relaxed, because you're like, okay, yeah, I've seen a similar situation to this. I don't have to think quite so hard on what I got to do to deal with it. Just thinking of the Boy Scout motto there, be prepared. Always be prepared. Here, let's do the bit more of our light up there, some of it over here. Oh yeah, let's get some of this light over here.